Dude, and that was probably one of my least favorite things of it was tackling a thick running back, like a low center
you gotta
gravity.
go low, man. You gotta
even
go
then,
low.
dude, you catch a bad memory knee, like them thighs so huge, bro. Even like real young, like
you
some of them kids.
You just gotta eat it, man. You just gotta eat it.
Absolutely, bro. But like even young, I can remember like 7th, 8th grade, some of them kids having a mustache. You know what I mean? I'm
right. Those kids were.
Kids were the worst.
Oh my god. Yeah. I remember those kids. Those kids. It was like, it's like, dude, like how old are you?
Yeah,
you know,
bro.
it's like, bro, what
It's
are
like that
they
movie-
feeding you? You know,
It's like that movie, The Comebacks.
Yeah.
Like, where the kid and he's like 30 and he's got the green crown.
Right.
He's like, I'm 12.
Right.
Dope. So we got our 20-something episode running right now, and we got Nate Muersch, right? Am I saying that right?
Yeah.
So we got Nate Muersch. So before we jump into everything, Adversity Kings, make sure you guys check us out on pretty much every platform and check out Nate Muersch. We'll shout him out at the end as well, but in the beginning, you guys can find him on IG, Nate_Muersch. How do you spell that again?
Nate_Muersch.
Cool, bro. So you play at Miami of Ohio right now.
Yes.
Right? Okay, awesome. So when did football start for you?
You know, football really started at, probably I would say 4th grade. And I played from 4th through 6th grade, but I took a break, actually. I didn't play in middle school. I didn't play in 7th and 8th grade. I got a concussion in 6th grade. And, I had some advice, actually, from my dad, who he's actually been through the realm and played. And he was like, there's really no reason to beat yourself up in middle school and all that. Like it only really matters in high school and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So he was like, just probably take these years off and maybe try other things that you'll never really be able to do. Like once you really commit to football. So what I actually did in 7th and 8th grade, I played cross country and volleyball. I was a really good cross country. Sucked at volleyball, but I was a great actually cross country runner those 2 years.
What's your fastest mile time?
I would say I actually have no idea. I don't remember. I only ran like the 3 mile.
Okay.
Yeah. So I never really did
5K?
And it was like
They just call it
competitively.
3 mile. Okay.
Yeah. And when it was competitively, like we would kind of just do just races amongst other schools. I actually went to also a Catholic middle school. I went to St. Mary of Gosson in Downers Grove. Yeah. And we had some really good guys. So it was awesome.
I had a dude, he films like all the exotic cars in the area, and he goes to DePaul. It was Andy Thompson, and he's a long distance cross country.
Yeah.
It's cool. It's exciting. I love running.
Really?
Yeah, I love running.
I still do. I still do. I enjoy
I hate
it.
running in the cold though. Like
as
soon as it gets cold, I don't run in the cold.
Yeah. You get like on the Peloton or treadmill or something.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah,
a lot of guys in our company, they do the Peloton. I've done it a handful of times, but absolutely treadmill for me.
Yeah, for sure.
But I started with this nutritionist, I was telling you 3-4 months ago, and no cardio, just 30-minute walks. I mean, that's what he calls cardio, but for me, it's kind of insane because I'm used to like trying to get a mile in every day or something. So now you grew up in this area. I'm not too familiar with this area. We're in Lombard right now.
So yeah, I grew up in the Downers Grove area.
Yeah.
That's just literally the town's just south of here.
Yeah.
I grew up on the south side of Downers Grove. I would actually attended Downers Grove South High School if I were to do that. I live in that area, but I decided to go to Montini Catholic.
Yeah. How far was that?
It's just a 15-minute drive.
Yep.
Really. And
that ain't bad.
Yeah, it's not bad at all.
That's dope. So what did your parents do like growing up? What do they do now? How'd they meet? Kind of that story, piecing everything together, starting to like your
for sure. Yeah, I mean, my parents met, obviously like way before I was born.
Yeah.
And they my dad, he's actually a very successful financial advisor.
Oh, okay. So he's like, we would say like, it would be like you've been to like a really nice steakhouse.
Yeah.
So this is probably a horrible reference to myself. So I'm in finances. Mm-hmm. That would be a really nice steakhouse. We're like McDonald's.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So we're like that blue collar finances.
Right,
We just have a life insurance license.
Okay.
He probably does as well. But he's got Series 7. I would imagine he's got Series 7, Series 60, like the 63, all that.
Yeah,
just the different licenses.
He really just deals with like 401ks and main things like that. Retirement. It's really all about retirement, pensions, all that good stuff. His office actually is not far from here. It's right across the street from Export Fitness. That's right just down there.
Dope, dude.
That's where his office is.
You might have to tell him I might need some advice.
Yeah. Oh, he would love to talk with you, man. He'd get on too. Yeah. Oh, he would love it.
Yeah. That'd be dope.
Yeah. and his story is pretty incredible as well. And
Yeah.
he would love to
that's
tell
what
him.
that's what I was telling you. Like, we're trying to, like, it doesn't matter necessarily like who we get on, just if there's some like click. I feel like Rogan would be getting anybody on, dude.
Right. I mean, no, because Rogan can talk to anyone.
Exactly.
You know? Like,
exactly.
Yeah.
But like the kind of like a niche for this to like not completely copy and imitate Rogan, which I consider the most successful podcast. But I think just trying to find, like, specifically looking for successful people and just kind of putting together their story and seeing how their mind works, what their thoughts are, worldly views, opinions.
For sure. And that's beneficial for, you know, not just the host, but for the person on it.
Yeah.
You know?
Absolutely. So dad has a lot of success. And then was that...
And my mother,
okay,
she does not work. She was always, you know, kind of staying with the kids.
Yep.
You know, because my dad always, you know, he really he prided himself on making a good living.
Yes.
You know, for where, like, my mom didn't need to work.
Yep.
You know, and I just, you know, have utmost respect for him also for that. And my mom is an amazing mother. I love my mom.
Yep.
She did a great job, you know, raising me, you know, along with my dad. And, you know, I credit a lot of my success to them.
Now,
you know,
do you have siblings?
I do. I have a sister. She's currently a senior at Montini right now.
Okay.
Yeah.
Dope. So their success, did it like were they already pretty successful, kind of at their peaks when you guys were born, or was it still, were they in the process?
It's so my dad, he actually started in the mercantile exchange, and you know, and he was doing very well, you know, when we were actually born, but in 2008, you know what happened.
Yes, the economy implosion.
Right to you know, the economy, but actually a few years before that, the mercantile exchange went to straight computers.
Yeah.
And that, I mean, just took a very hard hit, you know, and he was just nowhere near as, you know, financially successful as he was.
Yeah.
You know, and I was, it's actually kind of crazy. I always think of this story, you know, he was, you know, just kind of what you would say down bad, you know?
Yeah.
And what he did was he just put his head to the grindstone and worked.
Yeah.
And he worked and he worked like a dog.
I was listening to Elon Musk when you were walking in, and he's just like, I went bankrupt.
Yeah.
I was 2 days from going bankrupt. I spent the next 6 months to a year borrowing from my friends and family, and I just worked.
Right. And, you know, he actually credits his success to, you know, obviously a lot of other factors.
Yeah.
But a big thing is this one book. I'm sure you're very familiar with it.
Yeah.
Think and Grow Rich.
Bro. The
Burning Desire.
Yes, bro.
Hell yeah, man.
Yeah, dude. I have picked that book apart. I used to have it sitting here for a significant amount of time, but I've picked that book apart to highlights and notes, to little sticky notes, additional to notes, and just, dude, burn the ships at the bay, and all the different philosophies and mindsets in there, dude. I mean, incredible.
Yeah, I mean, he really just told me, he's like, if there's, I mean, he gave me the book. He's like, I don't care when you read this book. Yeah. Just read it.
I paid my little sister $100 to read it. I was, please read this. I will pay you.
Right. It seems like it's worth it.
Yeah, absolutely. She was actually at ASU, and she's coming to work here now.
Really?
Yeah. I don't know how I convinced her to do that, because ASU looks way funner than us. So
that's fun. My sister was actually considering ASU. She's probably leaning towards more Boulder, actually.
Yeah.
So
where's that? Colorado.
It's in Colorado.
Okay.
Yeah.
Is that like in the city? It's Boulder, Colorado, right?
I'm really not sure. Yeah.
Dope. So parents building up, your dad takes that hit. Now you skip out on middle school football. What was your mom's influence like, you know, being stay at home and everything like that?
I mean, she really just instilled like core values that, you know, I'm still like, respect everyone, no matter like who they are, what they represent, or, you know, really just be a good person. Because, you know, the one main quote that really stuck with me, that, you know, she says, nothing will matter as long as you're a good person. Yeah. Right. I mean, you know, whatever you're going through, whatever this, whatever that,
that's fire.
Just be a good person.
Yeah.
You know, and I really just took that through my life, and it has just been really successful. Yeah. You know, and I really love my mom for that, because she always was, you know, very unselfish. Yeah. You know, never really ever complained. Like, she always, I mean, what she does, like, her job in life was just making her children happy. Yeah. You know, and like you can just only respect that, in my opinion.
Yeah, absolutely.
You know? And I love that. And I love her for that.
Yeah. That's dope. Dope parents. Now, high school. What did high school look like for you? When did you start training for football to have the success that you do have? Like, when did you really dive in? Was it freshman year? What did the high school experience look like for you?
I actually played basketball.
When did you get tall also?
Right. I've always been tall.
For real?
Yeah,
Even
my
as a little
whole
kid?
life,
Okay.
man. I came out the womb long, man.
Yeah.
Like, they're like, dude, this is the
baby.
longest baby I've ever seen, man.
Yeah.
I played baseball and basketball actually, first through 8th grade. You know, I had that stint of football, you know. So I went into high school like, all right, I'm going to play football, you know. So, I mean, you see me now. When I was a freshman, I was
120?
100 because I was like, what, 6'3", 140, you know, glasses, Justin Bieber hair, braces. Like, I'm nothing what I look like right now.
Yeah.
And, you know, it was actually interesting, you know, transitioning to that. And then once I played basketball and football and I went through my first freshman season and I did really good, I was just on the freshman team, you know, like I was just kind of putting together everything, working on my craft. And, you know, the main thing was really just kind of seeing like, because the Montini football program is actually a very successful program.
Yeah. Vince was telling me it was the best program. Not very successful. He said it's the best program, like one of the best in the state.
Yes. Yes. And I just really wanted to emulate what the higher people did, like, you know, the juniors and seniors that I saw when I was a freshman.
Yeah.
I'm like, I want to be like them.
Yep.
Right. So it was kind of like that foundation and like that program.
What do you think like stirred inside of you to identify somebody that has a lot of success and for you to think, I want to be like that person?
Just seeing how they were treated. Because, all right, so I would see, all right, probably our best player, like when I was a freshman, I'm seeing them in school. Yeah. They're the shit. Yeah. Everyone loves them. Yep. You know, they have all this confidence. Yep. I see them. I'm sitting in the student section. I'm seeing them making plays out there. Yeah. Crowds going crazy. I'm like, why would I not want that to be me? Yeah. I'm like, that's my goal, you know? And that's the one thing in life that you really need is goals, because life is never really going to come together if you don't have purpose and you don't have goals. And the one thing I did, I told myself, I was like, freshman year, I'm like, I'm not going to, you know, pay for college. I'm like, I'm going to get a scholarship somewhere, Division I. Yeah. And I ended up living that goal out. Yes. And it doesn't mean I'm done. I still have more goals, right? Absolutely. That's just like the first step, you know? Absolutely.
So you start training, put on some size, I imagine. Now, what position did you start freshman year?
I was a receiver all throughout high school. Wide receiver. Okay, yeah.
Dope. Who's your favorite receiver? Like who have been people that have inspired you?
I love Julio Jones. Yep. I love him. Calvin Johnson, obviously, because I have like a similar, you know, game to him, obviously, you know. Really love him. I mean, recently, I really like Jamar Chase and Justin Jefferson. I don't have similar games to them, but those guys are electric, you know. Yeah, for sure.
Now, do you like to go, like, did you go to any Bears games and get around local
for sure.
NFL guys?
Oh, yeah. I mean, starting out, I think what really attributed to my success mainly was being around people that had the same goals as me. Yes. And I had that at Montini. Yes. I had people that wanted to go play Division I. How many kids do you think
go D1 for Montini annually, like an average?
I would say it depends year to year, but I would say like 3 or 4 guys in each class.
That's a lot.
2 or 3. It's a lot. Yeah. I mean, I might be overstating that because it really does depend from class to class. Because in my class, it was 2 guys, you know. I could be overstated, but it's usually a lot. Like, we're just known for putting guys in college football.
So I don't know why I have this weird ass stat on my phone. I was watching the draft like a year ago and was like just mind blown, just thinking of like the odds and everything. And I was looking it all up. And I don't know if the stat is completely accurate, but from my studies, it was people don't know that 9 out of 10,000 high school football players will ever make the NFL. Now, I know that's a step. That's obviously a separation. But even if you cut that in half and it was 9 out of 5,000 go to, you know, D1 or go to play college football at another level. And it's like, that's 0.09% to the NFL. Right. So, I mean, imagine it's probably 2%, if that go to D1.
What's really interesting about that stat, and obviously I know that stat because that's a part of my goal. You know, I got to know that. You know, so then there's that small percentage that actually go play college football. Yes, and then you have that small percentage, and it's an even smaller pond. Yes. You know what I'm saying? And you have that, and then even those people, there's a smaller chance that everyone there will go to the next level. Yes. So then, like, every single year, the pond gets smaller and smaller. Yeah, dude. So the strong prevail.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. So transitioning up through high school, were there any, like, things that stood out to you as you're transitioning in high school to the point you're at now?
I would say, throughout high school, it was obviously, you grow a lot in high school, obviously. Yeah. And I mean, I really grew a lot socially, academically, athletically.
Yeah.
And, I attributed Montini. By the way, I loved Montini. I loved going there. I loved the people I met there. I loved, the football aspect of it. I loved everything about it.
Yeah.
And, I mean, I'm blessed that I actually have had that high school experience.
Yes.
But, I mean, really just the main things was seeing, work pay off, because that's the biggest thing. When you see one like lick of success, it just takes off from there.
Yeah.
Because, it was like, all right, I work really hard my freshman year. And that was just kind of like my transition, you know. So then I'm like, I quit basketball.
Yeah.
I quit that.
Got to go all in.
Right. I'm like, I'm going all in, you know, because I needed to get bigger. I needed to do this. I needed to work on this. So, I go all in. And then seeing more success, transitioning into my sophomore year where I was on varsity. I didn't play on varsity. I was just kind of practicing with them, and I was just on the roster. You know, I mean, I still played on the sophomore team, and then I saw more success. And then I played 7-on-7 actually that right before that season in the fall and the spring of my freshman year. And I saw success there, and it was really every time I was kind of put in a big moment where I had to like test my skills. Everything would come together and I would succeed. And then when you would see that success, I would just get more confident and more confident and more confident.
Yes.
And I really just realized that every single year throughout high school, just really just the confidence. And to me, I think confidence is, I mean, if not the most important aspect of side. I mean, it's up there.
It's a foundation of success. The confidence corresponds with your belief in yourself. No belief, whatever you believe. I forget exactly who right off the top of my mind, but there's a quote, and it might be, around that Napoleon Hill, Think and Grow Rich. It might be around there, but it's, whether you think you can or you think you can't, you're right. You know what I mean? So whatever it is you believe is what it is you're going to essentially receive. Because those beliefs kind of formulate your thoughts, and your thoughts translate into words and words and actions and emotions. And then you start to develop daily habits. And whoever you consistently are, you can pretty much get an idea of what that person's future is going to look like.
Exactly.
Based off those habits and all of those goals. It all goes back to that belief and confidence. As you reflect back on your childhood through high school years, what's like one of your favorite like memories?
Oh man, that's from childhood to high school. That's pretty wide.
A big gap. A few. Just kind of like giving us an idea of what
I would really say.
What made you excited? What made you happy?
What really made me happy was mainly like throughout high school was, not just seeing myself succeed, but seeing others succeed. Seeing the people that I worked with.
Who was the most successful kid you played ball with? Oh man. Played ball with a lot of, like from 7-on-7 to high. I'm going to narrow it down to high school. Yeah. I would say that I played football with currently right now success. I would say my good friend Jamari Harris. Yeah. Yeah. He plays football at Iowa right now. Okay. He's a defensive back. Yeah. And he's seeing very similar success that I'm seeing in college. Yeah. And it's awesome. Yeah. And, no, and it's unbelievable, and I'm very happy for him, and I'm happy for all the alumni, from Montini that were in my class or were a grade above me that went on to play at great colleges. My friend Jeremiah Banks-Wall, he's in my same conference. Bowling Green University. That's where he goes. That's actually also in Ohio. Yes, north of Oxford, where I am. I'm pretty sure, and. And we play each other every single year in the conference. And I remember him. There's actually a great story. Him, one of my other friends, CJ Buffkin, and he plays football in college as well. And we were in this summer class, right? Like we didn't know anyone. This was freshman year. In the summer before freshman year, there was this kind of like English summer class for like summer reading and stuff like that. Yeah. And I was in there, and that's where I met those people, and this was like, 5 years ago? I mean, this was a very long time ago. And I met those people, and look at us now. Like we're still doing the same, like we're still playing football. We're still doing all this. Like we've come a very long way, and I'm very blessed to have relationships with people that, come from something like that, Yeah, dude, that's insane. So what are some of your funniest memories growing up? Everybody got some funny
high school memories. Oh my God. Oh, Obviously, yeah. High school's it's a great time.
Yeah.
I loved our football team.
Yeah.
Especially my junior year. I loved it senior year. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah,
obviously.
senior year's your year.
Yeah, obviously.
Yeah.
But there's something about that junior year football team we had. We actually went to the state championship that year. We unfortunately ended up losing.
Yeah. Out of all 4 years that you went, did you guys win?
No, we only went once, and that was just our junior year.
Who's the next team that's giving you guys a run? Real quick before we get into the funny, the memory. Who's another great program? So somebody out here in the Chicago is competing with you guys.
Yeah, I mean, just Mount Carmel, St. Rita, all the teams like that. No, they're actually city teams. We play in the Chicago Catholic League Conference.
Okay.
So we actually play teams that are twice the size of us. And are all boys. Montini has about 600 people in the entire high school.
Yeah. That's
and
it.
We played teams that are we're in when I went there, we were in 5A, which I don't know how it goes that's 1 to 8A.
Yeah.
Yeah.
My school was 5A.
We would play 8A teams, all the time. And those are the teams in our conference, and that's because we held ourselves to a very high standard that we were going to compete. Yeah. And I loved it because I love those big games because then you can actually show all the hard work that you went through against the best competition. Because it doesn't really mean anything. I mean, obviously it means something if it's, against lesser competition. But what really matters is when you're playing against the big dogs. Exactly. And it's great. Exactly. And funny moment. Honestly, I think there's too many funny experiences, throughout. Imagine. I mean, obviously I would say just the whole aspect of being on a football team, like the meetings, the dinners, the practices, the walkthroughs, the post game.
How much time do you think out of your high school career you invested into football, some form of football relation?
Like on a month,
maybe
hour base.
Give it maybe like an hour base. What did the day look like?
It's like an average day.
You're going to school 6-7 hours. You're doing football 6-7 hours.
High school is nothing compared to the schedule you get on your plate when you go to college. Yeah, but it is still a big schedule because you're still a student athlete and you're going to high school. You know, so you really just get out of school. It's 3:00, and then from 3 to 6 you have practice. And then after that, you do your homework. And then,
would you guys do extra camps, extra practice?
Obviously extra practice and stuff like that, clinics, all that good stuff. Yep. And main thing that actually attributed, I think, a lot to my success is that I played 7-on-7 throughout my whole high school career. Freshman year and sophomore year, I played 7-on-7 for this team called Go Deep. Yeah. It's a team based in the south suburbs. Yeah. And I really got to work on my game there, and I actually credit a lot of the coaches there and everyone that, was around me in there. And I had a great time. We went to the, IMG National Championship my freshman year, and I got a great experience going against great players, down in Florida. And, it was awesome. And that was my first taste of all right, this is the real deal. Yeah. I got to see who else, because Illinois football really is not respected amongst the United States. It's really just Florida, California, Texas, I don't think
Illinois is huge. There should be just off law of number. There should be more average.
No, we're up there. I mean, because people know us as basketball, obviously, but we got football too. And there, I say this all the time. There's dogs in Illinois. There's great players in Illinois.
I can't even imagine. I feel like you guys probably just get a bad rep because of the Bears just kind of cloud over the entire state. Right. So it just
the dark cloud.
It just sprinkles down on you guys.
Right.
So, getting into college, and when did you make that commit to Miami of Ohio?
I made that the summer going into my senior year.
Okay.
So basically, I played my sophomore year, but that was just a trial. Nothing really matters until you're on varsity. Yep. Nothing matters, especially your junior year of high school. That's how that works in the recruiting spectrum of everything. Yeah. It's really just your junior year of high school. And going into my junior year, obviously you have a little anxiety about, all right, what are you going to do? I put in all this work.
Injuries.
Now, injuries.
I just tore my meniscus a year ago.
Really? I'm sorry about that, man.
I tried stem cell first, and that didn't.
How was that?
It was cool.
It was cool.
It helped with the inflammation.
What did you do with the stem cell? How is that? What is that?
So it's... Obviously, there's different strands and certain things like that. The kind that I used was umbilical cord stem cell, and it was my partner, the gentleman that kind of mentored me in this. He put me onto it, so it was expensive. It was like $4,000.
Really?
But they put a long needle into the place that they want to apply it, and they mixed my stem cell with ozone. So it was like some type of electrified oxygen, which I thought if you put air into your body, you kill yourself. So I don't know how that worked. And then also PRP. So that's taking your blood plasma and like enriching it or something. They spin it. They mix that all together. Now the issue how it didn't completely like help me is because I do MMA jiu-jitsu.
Awesome.
And so with that, like I think that's more of like, because there's no blood flow to the cartilage in your knee. It's like very minimal. So like there was like no blood flow, and I felt so good the week after I tore it that I was like, that stem cell did some Hulk shit. You know what I mean? Like it regrew my meniscus. So like I went back on the mats and it popped, clicked, whatever, and it like locked out. I don't know if you ever messed a knee up or anything like that.
I mean, I'm blessed to have been healthy all myself. I mean, that's one of the other blessings. Yeah. I mean, I played
up until 8th grade, and my dad wasn't in my life, and then my mom was like, hit me with, you have too many concussions.
Right.
And I was probably just too much of a bitch to just like fight back. I was like, all right, you know what I mean? Just got into being a bad kid.
Right.
So injuries didn't affect you. You're going through high school. You sign. Was that moment very memorable for you?
Of course. Yeah, no, it's almost, I mean, when you commit, because here, let me tell you one thing about the recruiting process of high school. It's crazy. It's completely crazy.
Yeah, bro, this is actually good.
It is. So, at first, you go through your junior year.
Yeah.
And all these schools are saying, come to this junior day.
How do they entice you?
It's Twitter. That's what it is. Yeah. Twitter. Everything is through the app Twitter. Mm-hmm. And coaches reach out to you. They say this and that. And there's a period, where they can't reach out to you. And there's a period, when they can, like just there's rules to it. Yeah. And, all these, they reach out, they say, hey, we like you, this, that, they can call you, they can text you. Yeah. I mean, I was getting, lots of coaches, like.
Now, how were they finding you? Did you have
Twitter,
a Huddle?
Huddle, yeah. But
what do they see on your Twitter?
It's Twitter, and then in my bio, it's my Huddle.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So then they click on the link.
Mm-hmm. And then they see that, and then they direct message me.
I opened an office in Lincoln, Nebraska last year.
Yeah.
And we were really close to a giant Huddle building, and I want to say that was the headquarters for Huddle in Lincoln, Nebraska.
Yeah.
I'm going to double check.
Yeah, definitely check.
You put together your Huddle. Mm-hmm. And was there any other considerations before you made your commit?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I had a lot of other offers. The other ones I was really considering were like Central Michigan,
Lincoln, Nebraska. Lincoln, Nebraska, bro. Lincoln, Nebraska has some decent football too. Like they got a decent program.
I mean, we're talking about Nebraska, like the Big Ten team.
Yeah, yeah. It's like hard to. I know they fucked up some games this year, but I met some great. I should say they've had great teams in the past.
Right.
Who's up? McCaffrey?
Nebraska. Christian McCaffrey.
His little brother was a quarterback at the Cornhuskers in Nebraska. Yeah.
No, Nebraska, they have a great program. They got a great fan base, great everything.
I met some alumni. Yeah. One of the dudes was on they had won a bowl game or a college football championship years ago. It was like the 80s. And I met this dude. Mm-hmm. He's a really good positive. I think honestly, I believe he gets paid like very well to just travel and speak like on motivation, inspiration, positivity. And his name's Aaron Davis, and stud. You know what I mean? I'll play with studs, and there's a lot of money in Lincoln, Nebraska, bro.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. One of our largest investors lives in Omaha, Warren Buffett. Okay. So Warren Buffett lives in Omaha, Nebraska.
Warren Buffett is one of your investors?
Yeah. So our parent company is Globe Life, and then he's one of the largest investors into Globe Life.
Obviously, I've heard of Warren Buffett.
Yes. Yeah. That's one of so I'm asking you on the recruiting right now. This is one of the parts I'm going to go back and listen to, is because that's one of the biggest things that I look to increase our credibility with our recruiting, because recruiting people into sales companies and finances has a horrible rep. An absolutely horrible rep. Everybody immediately goes to pyramid scheme, MLM, because there's so many. And I'm not shit talking. Maybe there's people out there that make money with the Forex. You get the Forex DMs and the crypto DMs. You know what I mean?
And because it's actually interesting you say that, because recruiting gets bad rep too. Obviously, like from the college aspect, because you have coaches that. You really need to understand who actually wants to invest in you as an athlete. And when I say invest, I'm talking scholarship, because they're literally giving you free college. They're paying, like they're literally, and you need to be 100%. And Another example would be, sometimes coaches just kind of want you to come out and, come to a junior day or something like that and just throw on their jersey, put it on Twitter just to like hype up, like get their program more popular or just kind of just for their program. And they kind of dupe a lot of kids early on in that process. Cause I mean, come on. You're a young kid, you get this big school. You're new to it, like it's and then when you get more experience and you really understand like what coaches are actually, all right, what coaches are texting you every week, every day, like what coaches are really having close conversations with you, and I really attributed that to the Miami of Ohio coaches.
You felt that genuine concern,
100%, Chuck Martin
That's
and
so
Pat
key.
Well, 100%.
Guys, this is so key when you're listening to this. I read a lot of leadership books. Simon Arias, my mentor, put me on a lot of leadership development, and I've been reading John Maxwell for a long time. And one of the key things that he says is nobody cares what you know until they know you care.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like nobody really gives to.
You got to show effort.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Exactly. Genuinely too. Because people like over time, if not like over time as you get older and just have overall just kind of life maturity and wisdom, you start to realize like everybody for the most part is kind of out to benefit themselves. It's just how we're wired. It's that fight or flight mindset.
Of course.
It's fine. It's needed. It keeps us alive. But I think if you can kind of reveal your hidden motives and just tell people, hey, look, here's what I want. Here's where I can find common ground with you. And I would like to genuinely build a relationship with you. So that's probably what happened with you for Miami, Ohio. Yeah,
100%. And when I visited, I mean, I love the campus and I loved everything about it, and I love my position coach, I actually got recruited as a tight end. Yeah. And, his name's Patrick Welsh. That's my tight end coach. And really liked him. Loved Chuck Martin, my head coach. And it was just a great fit for me, and personally, like I really trusted these people that they actually really believed in me. And now,
do you play tight end now in college?
I'm kind of more of a tight end and receiver currently. Like I played the reps I got like this year were at receiver and tight end, but mainly receiver. I actually got switched to receiver towards the kind of the end of the year because I was having success at receiver throughout the year.
Like a Gronkowski.
Yeah,
young Gronk right here.
Right. Yeah.
So. We're making a lot of good headway. What coaches really have you connected with? There's got to be a lot of like influences. Like what mentors have kind of poured into you? For me, it's really been like one individual that's helped me. Like since working in this company, I went over it. I think it's like about $3 million over the last 4 or 5 years since high school that I've gross earned. You know what I mean? So it's like that. This is somebody that's taken me from rags to riches. So I look at you. It's like going from like nothing and just starting your freshman year to now D1 to your riches, you know what I mean? And as you're pursuing your NFL career as well, who are those mentors, coaches and people that have like you've latched onto?
That's interesting because I don't want to like disrespect my coaches and not like mention them or
exactly.
and stuff
There's
like
so
that.
Many.
Exactly.
So that's why I said generally.
No, I got you. Yeah. Mainly like just my coaches in high school believing in me. Yeah. But to be honest with you, I would just say my family, honestly, not really any coaches or stuff like that. I would say my family mainly because they were really the ones that always believed in me and were always confident in me. My mom and dad, my sister.
Words of affirmation.
Yeah. Like just kind of instilling values into me that required me to work hard and achieve success and not have it given to me. So I mentioned that, my dad, he's a successful financial advisor. I wasn't raised like spoiled. I mean, I'm so blessed that I wasn't.
But it was an eye for an eye. Like,
exactly.
You want this? Go to work.
Exactly. Because that's how he was raised. Right. And that's what, and my dad didn't grow up rich. And I attribute all of that to having to earn what you achieve. Earn what you get. And and that's what I'm going to instill to my kids someday. I'm going to have. I think that's just like who could disagree with that?
It seems very simple. So I always get so like kind of flabbergasted when I look out and just see like messed up people because I know it's a reflection of leadership. It all starts with like your parents, this, that, and the other, and then their parents. So there really is like it's hard to play the blame game, but I'm like. It seems very simple where we should just live in this working society. It's where I get pissed when I think about all these handouts people want, like tax the rich. Like we're already, you know what I mean? Like Elon Musk made a great point the other day about taxation, and he's like, Dude, why would you want us to put more money into Uncle Sam's hands, who have proven to not do good with financial allocation, putting the money in the right places, and the very rich people? Obviously, you only get really rich if you're putting money in the right places and doing the right things with it.
And especially doing it over time, because time is money.
Especially.
Exactly.
So I think of that, and I think of the success and everything that accumulates with that. College. Now, NCAA has made some adjustments now where players can receive compensation, right?
Yeah, it's really interesting. And I'm like,
and endorsements and shit.
And I'm like really completely new to that.
Yeah.
You know, like I haven't, I actually really haven't dove into that, because mainly I was, coming into my, well, technically I am a freshman on paper, but well, I guess
what is that called,
paper,
like a red shirt freshman?
No, so last year was a COVID year.
Yeah.
Everything was messed up. So they kind of scrapped that year, and it doesn't count.
That's dope.
Yeah, no, it's awesome. It's like a free red shirt. Yeah, it's like almost like a free red shirt year.
Yes.
Yeah. And I'm a sophomore, like, in school.
Yes. So, and then this will be your official freshman season.
This year
coming,
was.
yeah, this
next year is like my sophomore season, because I'm. Yeah.
But it doesn't take away from a year of eligibility, right?
No, it doesn't. That was the main thing. Because we lost a lot of like opportunities to like, do everything that we were really like, that we deserve and stuff like that due to COVID,
Now, do you know any players that do get like paid or have made like a lot of money?
Oh yeah. And it's
like, could I hit you up as a recruiter and be like, yo, come here, I'll give you $1 million?
See, it's like, yeah. Nowadays, yes, you
Holy
could.
hell.
Like,
didn't that kid go to, was it
Bryce
Ohio?
Young. Think about Bryce Young from Alabama.
Yeah.
I think he made like $1 million this year or something like that. So that's an example right there.
Didn't the kid go to Ohio?
Who are you talking about? Quinn Ewers?
I don't know. I feel like
Texas.
I think so, from Texas.
Yes.
Like, didn't he like leave his junior year or something?
No. Quinn Ewers is actually younger, so I guess we're thinking about someone different. Yeah.
Okay, I didn't know if it was someone that left his junior year in high school to go to like Ohio or something like that, like a young.
Yeah, I don't know. I thought
it was like for like a big contract. Yeah. Like they were like, oh, we're just gonna pay you, bro.
Yeah. See, that's how college football has changed so much.
It's so great, dude. And I remember growing up and seeing kids get whacked for receiving like somebody bought a signed T-shirt.
Reggie Bush, you see that. I mean,
Terrell Pryor.
Yeah, right. So, that too.
Dude.
But the main thing that I actually really focused on was like, because I never really had prior experience like on the field.
Yeah.
I focused on really just mainly my game. Actually getting on the field and playing and scoring touchdowns, doing this and doing that. And that's what's most important.
What do you think what are some of the things that make your game better? Like specific like details. You know what I mean? Like, what are like your top 2 or 3 things that if you consistently do over the next year, you're going to double your game going into the following year? If that makes sense.
There's a lot of aspects to that. Like, are you talking about like
film watching?
Okay.
Because it translates to we get on film, we role play and certain things like that.
I got you. Yeah. Mainly developing a schedule, right?
Yeah.
Having habits.
Yes.
And following that and consistently following that.
Yeah.
Have a healthy lifestyle. And yes, like you said, watching film, being smarter in the game, because that's a big aspect of the game is, knowing exactly what the defense is doing, why they're doing it, what route you're running, why you're running that route, what to do if, the defense changes. And, and I would say from a personal standpoint, me obviously working on speed, strength, main thing is strength, because I have, obviously if I want to be like a consistent tight end, I got to get bigger, and all that stuff, and, really that, but all of that stems back to like the work habits of that like schedule. Like I said, of developing that because, when you actually have that kind of schedule, for example, when you have to wake up for something, when you have someone telling you have to wake up for something, for example, my coaches, right? Like that is so good for life because it's going to impact you so positively in the future because you've already instilled those values in you that like, this is what you got to do. And this is the norm, like if you can make, hard things become normal, then I think that's just really just a positive thing. And that's good for everyone. Just a healthy lifestyle.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Well, do you guys know what your schedule looks like for next season?
Yeah. Are you saying like who we play
Yeah.
and stuff like that?
Is there like
yeah. So we play Northwestern and Kentucky as our non-conference.
Yeah.
And then when we get into conference play, we'll just kind of just play our regular teams. But I
Yeah.
know those are the two main teams that we play non-conference. Cincinnati. We also play Cincinnati next year. We play Cincinnati every single year.
Cincinnati was nice this year.
Yeah, we played them this year.
You did?
Yeah, we did.
How'd that go?
Not very well because they're extremely good.
Yeah, nice.
And it was our first game, over them. So it was just kind of, first game, at their place too. After a COVID year.
Who was the best team you think you played this year?
Cincinnati, 100%.
Who were like some of the best players that stood out to you this year?
Desmond Ritter, 100%. Their quarterback. Yeah, for
nice.
sure.
Quick, just all around good player.
Quick all around. You can tell he's smart. You can tell he knows exactly what he's doing. Just all that. But I don't want to, Cincinnati, that's our rival. So
yeah, you don't want to hype them up too much.
Right. Yeah, that's not.
Let's not hype them up too much. So what does your vision look like for your college career? What are some goals? What's like your 5-year, 10-year plan?
Yeah, my plan is really just to, like I said, start with the habits, and then you go from there, and then that'll hopefully turn into success on the field. I've seen success on the field this past year, and then hopefully I want to build off of that success, and then build off of that success, and then build off of that success, to the point where my dream is to go to the NFL. I've said that.
Who do you want to play for?
Miami Dolphins. That'd be awesome. Because I want to live in Miami. That'd be cool.
Why don't play for Brady, bro? You might be able to sneak another year.
Brady's
He's gonna go till 60.
Brady's gone by the time I'm there.
No, dude, he's playing till 60.
Hey, why would I say that, right? I have no idea.
Yeah, who knows, bro? Who knows? So you want to play for the Dolphins? That's dope. Yeah. Who's a quarterback at the Dolphins right now?
Tua Tagovailoa.
Oh, he went to that. What school
did he go to? Alabama.
Yeah, he did go to Bama, but high school was for sure.
He's from Hawaii.
Hawaii.
Yeah, he's from Hawaii.
I don't. They must have like one huge high school there that just pumps kids out.
Oh, I bet it's multiple.
My buddy, he had actually trained me in this industry. His name's Brody. He played D1 NCAA.
D1 AA.
Yeah,
that's actually the same thing as D1. We classify that as the same thing as D1.
Okay, so
like
he played at
FCS. That's what we call that.
Okay, he played at St. Francis University. It's at SFU in Pennsylvania.
Pennsylvania, yes.
And what the fuck were we talking about? Samoans. He was telling me the Samoans, when it comes to like football, bro, are huge.
Oh yeah.
He was like Samoan.
No,
like,
you don't.
Dude, I think I saw a Samoan because I went to a Kentucky game this year. We got on the field. It was honestly it was one of the best experiences ever. Like we were on the field and everything. Oh yeah. For like the opening, we didn't get to stay on the field for the whole game, but like the opening, the whole warm up, everybody's out there. Dude, this huge Samoan dude. Like
who were they playing?
They played Mizzou.
Yeah.
I think we left like.
Yeah, you'll see more like Samoan kids like in kind of like the West Coast teams. Bro. You see them all the time.
Holy hell!
Yeah. No.
This dude was like 6'7", like probably 280, but like muscle, dude.
Oh yeah. And I
got a lot of confidence, but like when I think about it,
they got willpower too.
Yeah, dude. I got like a lot of confidence. I'm like, I can run through that motherfucker. Right. And then I'm like, yeah, but like, could you really?
Yeah, man. But at the end of the day, it's whatever, Like, you gotta take yours against someone else,
Dude, and that was probably one of my least favorite things of it was tackling a thick running back, like a low center
gravity. You gotta go low, man. You gotta
even
go
then,
low.
dude, you catch a bad memory knee, like them thighs so huge, bro. Even like real young, like some of them kids. You just gotta
eat it, man. You just gotta eat it.
Absolutely, bro. But like even young, I can remember like 7th, 8th grade, some of them kids having a mustache. You know what I mean? I'm
right. Those kids were.
Kids were the worst.
Oh my god. Yeah. I remember those kids. Those kids. It was like, it's like, dude, like how old are you?
Bro.
It's like, bro, what are they feeding you?
It's like that movie, The Comebacks.
Yeah.
Like, where the kid and he's like 30 and he's got the green crown. Right. He's like, I'm 12.
Right.
Like there were so many of those kids.
That's a classic. Yeah. That's a classic. Yeah.
So Miami Dolphins, what you want to live in Miami?
Yeah, for sure.
Now, are you like off? Like, are you talking like you want like a penthouse, or you want like a house like on
on South Beach? Yeah, for sure. Yeah, right on the beach, man.
Expensive.
Hell yeah.
We spent a lot of money in Miami this one night for my buddies.
I actually just got back from there. I was there with my family. Yeah,
okay.
For a few days because we go there every year. Yeah.
Did you go to like any clubs with your family or no?
No,
I didn't think so.
Great family time.
Yes,
that's what it's all about.
Yeah,
when you go there with your family, like you spend great time by the pool. You know, you go to the beach, go to dinner,
yep.
you know, and just, you know, hang out.
I'm a big foodie. Was there any crazy food that stood out to you?
Oh, it was so good. I mean, every steak I had there was amazing.
Fire.
Every steakhouse we went to was great. You know, I'm actually not a super huge seafood guy, to be honest with you. I don't eat fish. I mean, obviously I do eat fish, but it's really not going to be my first, you know, choice.
So have you had Wagyu?
Wagyu, like the beef, the
Wagyu beef.
I have, yeah, it's amazing.
When you get a steak, look for a steakhouse, like in steakhouses, it's expensive, but try it. A5 Wagyu. Yeah. It's very marbleized. Sometimes they'll bring out a stone, a marble stone, like some places, and you cook it right then and there.
Oh, that's cool. Like the melting pot. You ever been a melting pot?
Yes.
Yeah. Is it kind of like that?
Yeah.
Like
Similar. It's similar to that. It's fire. Phenomenal.
That's awesome.
I feel like with the vision, I want to go a little further into are you big into cars or anything like that? Or do you have
what car do I want?
Yeah.
I want like a custom Cadillac. That's really what I want.
New,
obviously,
older?
Definitely new, you know, like kind of just something like that. Definitely American made, you know, definitely that, you know, I want that for sure.
I love that vibe. What gives you that good hearty vibe of like American made?
That's what my dad always drove. Yeah. He drove Cadillacs all his life, you know, dude. So, you know, that's what I do.
Who was a running back that was nicknamed Cadillac? It definitely was. Was it Deion Sanders?
I know who you're talking about. Look it up. Yeah, you'll find it right away.
And he wasn't a running back. He was a cornerback. Who was running back? Cadillac. Dude, I know what. Cadillac Williams. What? Nah.
Cadillac Williams? You doing like...
Carnell Lamar Cadillac Williams.
Where do you play?
Let me see here. Auburn. I swear there was someone in the NFL. This says he just played at Auburn. NFL running back nicknamed Cadillac. Smooth like a Cadillac. Huh. Oh, I guess it was. I guess it was Carnell Williams.
Carnell Williams.
Williams moved to Auburn University after graduating from Tuahawa High School in Atala, Alabama. He got the nickname Cadillac from a TV sportscaster in Alabama for the style and the way he ran. He was a notch above everyone on the field, and the name stuck. You know who I also think of? You ever watch the 30 for 30 on Bo Jackson?
Yes.
It's insane, dude.
Oh.
Insane athlete.
Freak
athlete. Freak athlete.
Yeah.
So Cadillacs, dad American made. Was he ever in a union or anything?
You're talking about my dad?
Yeah. Was he ever in a union?
He always talks about unions. I think I know he works with a lot of people with the union. You know, helps them with like retirement and stuff like that. Sounds like our company. Yeah,
we're unionized. Like we're the only, and I believe in the nation.
You know, ComEd.
Sounds really familiar.
ComEd, it's an electrician.
Yes. Okay. Yeah, I was gonna say. I don't know.
He helps a lot of people, like through that company and stuff like that, and that's more of a union.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah.
So we're I believe we are the only unionized life insurance company in the States.
Yeah.
And possibly worldwide. I have no idea.
I honestly, I don't even really dive too much because like I'm not like super.
What are you going to school for?
I'm a sports leadership and management major.
Dope.
So it's really just kind of jobs like, you know, athletic director, you know, leadership qualities. That's mainly that's one of the main aspects of it.
After the NFL, what does that look like for you? Investing your money wisely?
Definitely like kind of investing it in something, you know, I mean, investing it in, you know, so you know how we mentioned, you know, the place I train at, you know, we had a previous conversation before, you know, we went on air about acceleration,
yes.
You know, the place I train at, you know, with JR and Mike Niklos.
Yes.
And definitely, I mean, just invest in maybe like kind of just training programs like that.
Yeah.
And kind of just build upon that.
Yep.
And that's definitely something I'll do in the future.
Yeah.
Or not just invest in that, become that, you know, maybe be that trainer and then instill what I have learned throughout my career
help others
to people that were younger. Cause you know, I was once that younger person, like I, you know, hit on earlier in the podcast.
Yeah. What are some like hobbies or things you do that like make you really happy?
You know, hobbies, honestly, I like playing video games. I like playing NBA 2K. I really like doing that. I mean, I like music a lot too. I love listening to music. Yeah, for sure.
What's your music look like?
The music is going to look like Lil Durk, NBA Youngboy, for sure. Around
Any
there.
Diversity? Like, is there anything you don't like? I was playing some classic rock.
I heard that. I love that. Yeah.
I got a very diverse, like, I'm like rapping the workouts, rock, country. I grew up in Arkansas, so it's it's real diverse.
Yeah, wow.
Really diverse.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Yeah, I don't hate on any music, you know, because everyone's entitled to the own music they listen to.
Some music I can't do.
Like what?
I feel like that shit Aiden had on. The Weeknd had.
What was that sounding like? What?
That like poppy R&B.
Mid.
I'm just such like a hothead that's like it brings out those emotions in me that I don't want to bring out. I'm like, what the fuck am I? But
you just start like thinking like,
oh my god, this is making me a simp. Before we wrap up, one of my favorite things is movies, and I always like to get what's everyone's favorite movie or 2 or 3, whatever their favorite movies.
I see. That's the thing. I'm more of a shows guy.
Show. What's your favorite show then?
Okay. See.
2 or 3.
Everyone will say Breaking Bad.
Yeah.
So like, I'm gonna put that aside. Dexter is definitely my favorite show for sure. I'm currently rewatching Game of Thrones, which is
phenomenal show.
Like
phenomenal show. You said those two, and I was like, all right, kid's like a 7 out of 10. You said Game of Thrones. All right, now the respect level. Yeah, hell yeah.
Oh yeah. No, that's like, you really get into Game of Thrones because it's like there's so much to it, and it's a very mature show, to the point where there's explanations of the show, after, to like really break it down. And there's so much to it. And if you really watch Game of Thrones and really listen to the quotes they say and like their lifestyle and like what they say, stuff like that, like it can be very beneficial, like it really can be, from that aspect. I might be reaching, but
no, dude. I honestly, so like for me, like I feel like there's not much to me. I always tell people like, look, I'm the most boring person in the entire world.
Right.
I'm either at my office.
I disagree, by the way. I disagree from this conversation.
Dude,
disagree.
Well, I tell people. So I tell people, I was like, listen, I'm either at the office working out, or I'm at Capitol Grill right down the road. Right. I don't do anything else.
Bad.
And the only other thing I do is I'll watch movies, and people are like, oh, movies waste of time. It's like, I have learned so, like for me, I'm absorbing because movies is some artistic individual creating beautiful lives and crazy stories for people.
Like plots, characters.
And if you can think it, I always feel like you got to think anyways. Right. You know what I mean? So if I got to think, I'm thinking for the fucking moon. You know what I mean? Because like so many individuals, kind of like from like Think and Grow Rich, like whatever you're aiming at, you got to take into consideration you're probably going to hit 60 to 70%. So you better aim for everything. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
Like I write down with my visions daily, like trillions of dollars, because it's like, I know how smart I am, and it's not that smart. So I'm like, dude, if I hit 50%, sure, maybe I'll see a billion by 60 or 70.
Yeah. And you actually talk about writing stuff down. That's actually one thing I kind of wanted to implement in my lifestyle. Do you
I've done it
agree?
For the last 5 years.
Right.
And dude, it's scary how many things have come true.
Because in Think and Grow Rich, I haven't read the entire book. I'll be honest. I actually kind of just started reading a little bit of it. I got to get back to it.
Fire book,
right? And
The Secret's a lot like it too. And it's on Netflix.
And one of the things that like they really hit on is like write something down, repeat it. And then it's going to come true because any man can attain anything that he wants. If he has a burning desire to do it and he tells himself he's going to do it, any man can achieve what he wants.
Absolutely, dude.
Or woman.
Anybody, you got to be careful nowadays. But anybody I've ever met that's attained some form of success, whether it be through high school to college to, pro and then business, it's always been that burning desire and that self-belief and then just this relentless, like the podcast is Adversity Kings, because it's just I've had this fascination for people that they're just relentless. They're just so resilient in the face of adversity. Like,
exactly.
It doesn't matter.
Right.
It doesn't matter how long you have to work out today.
And that stuff is contagious.
Yes.
It's contagious. Like, for example, when I see the people in my program, Miami of Ohio, I see the older kids that have actually been through the program and been through everything and like have had success on the field. I see their lifestyle and like I see what they do. And it's like just kind of like when I'm around that, like it's just contagious. Like I want to do that. Yeah. Like when I see, the older guys doing extra sets, like after like in the weight room, I'm like, who the hell am I to not get extra sets with them? Yeah. Like they've I mean, what the hell? Like they've accomplished way more than me, like within this program. Like why the hell would I not do that shit? Yep. Just kind of just stuff like that. And, it's really just about mentality. Like, for example, like, I guess this will relate. You know, me personally, people are like, oh, like what if the NFL doesn't work out? You know, what, you know, this and that.
Yeah.
You know, and I'm like, yeah, obviously, like, you know, I do have, you know, there's obviously going to be a backup plan, and I do have a backup plan. Like I said, sports leadership and management, like stuff like that.
Yeah.
You know, but to be honest, I don't see myself doing anything else.
Yeah.
You know, and when you kind of have that, you need to
be careful with backup plans. Like you like secretly have it, but like
having a plan B is not the best thing sometimes.
My plan B was plan A, and then you get down to like plan Z, and it's still plan A, and then like the plan that isn't on the alphabet.
That's actually really interesting you say that, because when I talk to a lot of people, they don't have that opinion. You know, they don't understand, you know, my perspective of it when I say that, because
that's why only 1% of people make it to the NFL.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? Because the other 99%,
you need to be 100% invested.
Exactly, 100%. You need to have 100% self-confidence belief. There is no other option. You know what I mean? I feel like if people take that Spartan mentality, I got that Spartan helmet. I'm just fascinated with war and just killers and dogs and successful people.
You would love to talk to my dad.
Dude, I got to get him on here. Like, you tell him he's getting on. There's no option. I'll pay him.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Sure.
So I just love those mindsets, dude. It works. You know what I mean? And ultimately, I think money gets a bad rap sometimes. People think, you know, money's like horrible and like just the root of all evil. And it's like money it's just a light. You know what I mean? All it does is it just reveals who you are. You're a good person.
Exactly.
Money's just going to bring out more of you being a good person, because you're going to give. You're going to give. You know what I mean? And then if you're a piece of shit, money's just going to bring out you're a piece of shit.
That's a great perspective of that.
It's just a light.
Yeah, exactly. Because, you know, you'll see people, they'll get success, they'll get money, then they just kind of turn into someone that you don't like.
Exactly.
And then you'll see other people, they start getting money, and then you like them even more.
Yep.
And then, you know, the basis of this is that, you know, money personally, like, doesn't, you know, make you happy.
Yeah.
You know, like, and that's the one thing that obviously I don't know from experience. I'm not like a millionaire. I'm not this. I'm 19 years old. You know, exactly. Like I'm in college. But just, I guess from seeing it, you know, like I've seen plenty of rich people who are not really happy or who are not, you know, like and stuff like that, you know, but I mean, do you agree with that? Like
100%.
With the money
and
happiness thing?
Like, I'm not religious per se. I swear, you know what I mean? I'm not horrible. I think the worst thing I do is smoke a cigar. Yeah. But
that's better than a lot of.
There's a lot of bad shit. And I'm not. It's not like, oh, you know what I mean? Look at me. It's more like, you know, I'm kind of fucked up myself, but I do read the Bible a little bit, and there's a verse that sticks out to me, and it's like, why gain the whole world and lose your soul? And I think for me, that speaks to me of like, I think in the pursuit of excellence and success, people don't find a emotional stability and balance. Everything's like a muscle. You know what I mean? Kind of like football. You have to work it out. You have to work out your mind daily. You've got to work because it'll atrophy. You know what I mean? Yes. You don't work out something, it starts to recede and go away and deteriorate. Your mind, you need to work out daily. Your body, you need to work out daily. Consistency. And it's actually one of the guys that's plugged in with my mentor, Jim Trussell. He was the coach at
your mentor is Jim Trussell.
He's plugged in with him.
Him. Yeah.
I've met him a handful of times.
Interesting.
So
that's cool.
My mentor meets with him monthly. You know what I mean?
I know who that is. Yeah.
Yes. So him, Maurice Claret, they're all tied in.
Cool.
Ryan Shazier.
Cool.
So I was just with Shazier because he was at one of my mentor's events because he owns a charity in Pittsburgh. Yeah. And so he was just there. I just I'll give you. I think I might have a physical copy of his book.
Yeah.
He just came out with a book, but dude, getting around these people and the mindsets and everything that they have, and the coaches and just the successful people, all of it is, it all makes sense because it all leads back to overcoming the adversity, overcoming the things in your life, and having that belief in yourself, and like we said, without having different plans and certain things like that. So I think it's believing in yourself 100%.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Bro.
Yeah.
So as we wrap up, I also get people's views, just your view on the world right now. How's COVID affecting you guys up in Ohio? But I also don't want you to say anything too compromising.
Exactly.
So I don't want you to share too much. Politically, because I don't want you to compromise anything.
Of course. Personally, COVID-19 is, I think it's the single biggest factor for especially young kids. It's extremely negative. It's impacting so many lives of people that we don't even pay attention to, especially athletes.
Yeah, mental health too, I would say.
Oh, no, mental health.
When you take an athlete out of the game and start doing that's very...
especially last year, the seniors, they didn't even get a senior year of football. They played in the spring, but...
Okay, but will they get to?
Yeah.
Will they? That year didn't count against them either, right? Will they get to play this?
No, in high school. I'm talking about high school.
hell.
Seniors in high school.
Oh yes,
they didn't get that, and I couldn't even imagine.
No, dude.
What I can't football is really like my stronghold.
Yeah.
That's where
there's a peace of mind in there.
It really is, and not a lot of people understand that. And seeing that.
Well, they didn't watch Friday Night Lights. Pretty Miles.
Great movie. See, I said I wasn't a movie guy.
Yeah.
Great movie, but. And it's really unfortunate. I really think, obviously, it really does affect people, families.
Absolutely.
People die.
Absolutely,
and that's actually extremely unfortunate.
Yes.
And it's sad. And I just think that what we need to do as a country is not, rally against people who are unvaccinated or vaccinated, stuff
Unite.
like that. Everyone's a person. Everyone's their own person. Whether you're black, white, this, that, like you're a person, man. Like you come from somewhere.
Yep.
Like you, like you have life experiences. It doesn't matter. What your political view is. What your stance on anything is. Like I said, you just nothing matters unless. Nothing matters if you're just a good person.
Yes.
And at the end of the day, I think with all this COVID stuff, we've really just gotten wrapped up in, going against each other, plotting against each other, division. Exactly.
Yeah.
That's the main thing. And this world is not meant to be like that.
A nation
at all.
Divided amongst itself.
Exactly. And it should never be like that. And it's sad
because America's the greatest country in the world. 100%. America's the greatest fucking place in the world.
1,000%.
You know what I mean? So it's like we can't jeopardize that. We can't I'm not worried about it. You know what I mean? I'm not worried. I think in the dips we're only going to get stronger and better. And there's dips every time. I try to reference to people when they get into business, and I like to show them the red and in our own stock. You know, we're Fortune 500. Everybody sees the green. You know what I mean? But I want to show you the red. You see this? You see how there's going to be red days in your week, in your month. 70 to 80% of your life is going to be you overcoming those red. But that green, those profits, those massive gains, those beautiful relationships, those physical gains and adaptations and things you get into.
Yeah, like you said, sorry to cut you off.
Good, bro.
Relationships, that's a big aspect, I think, of life, is actually not being having people, like I said, having relationships with people with the same goals as you.
Yes.
Stuff like that. And then learning from them, because those people are going to have experiences, and then they're going to share those experiences with you. Yep. And then when you get to that experience, you're going to have the prior knowledge of what they said.
So valuable. The right relationships. Absolutely, bro. Yeah. This is fire. This is one of my best podcasts. You're going to do so well in life.
Thank you.
It's crazy to see how well-rounded you are at 19 years old. It's definitely speaks volumes of your parents.
Thank you.
Definitely forcing your dad to get on, because this is, it's one thing for you to be successful, but a leader's true success isn't measured in what he or she accomplishes. It's measured in what he or she accomplishes in and through others. Yeah. So to see him be able to lead and coach you to the level of success that you're at only 19 years old is insane.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
I really appreciate that, man. And I really appreciate you having me on and giving me a platform
anything
to talk.
Anyone you want to shout out? Anything you want to shout out? Any companies, yourself? Anything you want to shout out?
No, really not. No, nothing.
Gucci?
Yeah.
Good to go, man. This was dope. Excited to get this out there, guys. Love you guys. Peace.